All right, the time is 6:30, so we're going to go ahead and get started. It is August 11th, 2025, 6:30 p.m. at the Rosa Center at 419 East Main Street. Welcome, everybody. It's good to see everybody here tonight. I will point out that we are missing tonight Ms. Massey and Councilmember Jeff Baker, Councilmember Robbie Sterling. So they're out for some reasons tonight. And I'm just going to ask everybody, I will give the occasion tonight and ask everybody to pray. Dear Heavenly Father, Lord, we just thank you so much for the opportunity that you've given us, Lord. First of all, to be citizens of the city of Liberty, Lord. We just thank you for bringing each and every one of us here, Lord, because we know that you have a plan. You have a purpose why each one of us are here at this time in this place, Lord. I pray right now, Lord, that you would work in the hearts of each and every person in your word, Lord. It's not a secret that there's so much negativity that's going on, Lord, especially here at campaign season, Lord, and things are really backed up, Lord, and I know it's not pleasing to you, Lord. And more than anything, Lord, I desire this city to be a city, Lord, that brings honor and glory to you. So I pray that you would help us, Lord. I pray that you would forgive each one of us where we have failed, where we have just shown hate toward our neighbor, Lord, because that goes completely against your word and what you are and who you are. Lord, I pray that you would deal with each one of our hearts, Lord. Convict us where we need convicting. Humble our hearts, Lord. Help us to humble ourselves before you and before each other, Lord. Lord, I thank you that even in our failures, even in our sinfulness, Lord, that you are forgiving, Lord. You are merciful. And you have shown us mercy time and time again, Lord, and you have shown us and extended so much grace to us, Lord. I thank you that in spite of us, Lord, you continue to bless. You continue to answer prayers. Lord, and I thank you for that. Lord, I just pray that you would lift us up, Lord. Help us to humble ourselves, Lord, so that in due time you will lift us up. Lord, I pray that you would continue to give us strength, wisdom, and guidance, Lord, as we do our best to run this city day to day and make decisions, Lord, that might not always be easy, Lord. But I pray that you would help us to always be thinking of the betterment of liberty, Lord. Help us to think outside of ourselves. Let ego be taken from us, Lord. Let us give it up. Lord, I just pray that you would, for the sake of liberty, that you would please do a work here. Do a work in our hearts, Lord. We love you. We're grateful for who you are. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen. You could stand for prayer.
The United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All right. Do we have any speakers for the public? All right. Next is our presentation. So I'm going to invite our city engineer, Troy Rozier, if he would please come to the mic and he'll turn that on, please. He's going to give us an update on the Pickens Regional Joint Water System. There we go. He's not here anymore.
Folks, I'll be brief. This is an update on the Pickens Regional Water System, of which you are an owner member. The first sheet you have here just shows an overview of the county and where this project fits in as a recap. The proposed water treatment plants on the far left, which is the lower left. There's a brown line that you'll see is a transmission main from that point on Highway 183 from west to east. You'll see a ground storage tank, which says proposed storage tank. And then you'll see some red lines, which are some 24-inch and 12-inch transmission mains that feed all the way over to where you're currently getting your water, Highway 178, that blue line that feeds south all the way to Hardee's at 123. You see the town of Liberty kind of in the middle of it. This next sheet is a blow up, if you don't mind turning it. Getting into the progress of it now. On the left there, you see the kind of crosshatched brown red line. That is not in, that is phase 2 of the project. Phase 1 of the project transmission is going on right now. You'll see how I've kind of sidelined the red line in blue. You'll see that. You see that? What I got there in blue, sideline. That's actually what's in the ground presently today. The 24-inch and 12-inch mains, they're pressure tested. That TMS 3 you see there, which is a 12-inch main going into the system. They'll chlorinate it, so they'll be hooked up pretty quick. The water treatment plant itself is, we're doing grading out there and clearing. We've gone to the next phase of clearing that goes from the actual treatment facility to the raw water intake on the lake. It's actually going on. The next phase gets to be more of the fun phase. That is the rendering of the front of the new water treatment plant. It's pretty basic, but the lake is actually behind it. The next sheet is a progression showing all the current permits that we have in hand. Everything's done, except for that blue. We're waiting on the Federal Energy Regulatory Commission first. We expect that in September. That's our last correspondence with them in September. And the next few pages are actually some of the main permits that we've got that's listed on here. If you want to see them firsthand, they're there. Scheduled completion has been backed up from December 2026 to the 1st of 2027 as we speak right now on the actual water treatment plant. We plan to have another phase of the transmission main shortly. We're waiting on the USDA to give us their final letter of conditions, which is a letter of conditions, just like it says, that if we meet these conditions, they'll fund the project. As you submit projects like this to USDA, you'll get comments, and one department will give you comments, and other departments. To our knowledge today, we've addressed all the comments for USDA. As far as grants, so far we've gotten $15.5 million in grants so far for this project. Again, y'all are another member of those grants. We're soliciting $4 more million from EPA as we speak, and another 1.5 through RIA will be coming in this next pool. And I've talked to some of our local delegation to help us with these, and they're on board. That's all I've got. Unless y'all have questions.
Has there been a change? Well, first of all, thank you for this presentation. It's awesome to see that ground has officially broke. Grading's going on. We got hydrogen down. Has there been a change to the projected start date?
It's been backed up from December 2026 to the 1st of 2027. I can't do probably nestled in at February and March at this point.
27?
Yes, sir.
Has any of the prices for us gone up, or is it still the same?
We have built-in escalation factors already. We're going to be approaching them soon where we may have to do a little bit more. We did sign up for the $4 billion grant. We have purchased, we've been on the purchase order for actual membranes that made in Austin, Texas, ceramic membrane, which will be first time being manufactured in the United States, and we'll be the first to use them in the United States for water treatment. Now, it's actually Japanese technology. It's been going around the world for 20 plus years, this type of technology, but this will be the first time in the United States. And if you want to go to work, we got an Army Fest to show on that for you.
You're 2 weeks too late. School's back in, so I want to
Okay.
thank you on you.
Yes, I appreciate you being here. All right, next we have approval of minutes for our June 9th, 2025 regular session. Do I have a motion to approve as written? I'll make a motion. Okay. I have a motion by Councilman Whitaker. Do I have a second?
Second.
And a second by Councilmember Arms. Any discussion on that?
There's just two things that I told David about already. Just that we recused ourselves from the vote on the commissioner for the water system, and I did not announce that I wasn't running at the meeting.
Oh.
Yeah, so just
Okay, so she'll get that fixed then. Okay. So you already have it. All right, so then all those in favor? Okay. All right, on to new business, and I am going to, since we have developers here for ordinance 2025-08, rezoning of parcel number 4087-12-75-97.4 Old North Road. Since we have developers here, I thought I'd go ahead and move that up on the agenda so we don't hold them up too much this evening. So, and then I know we also, the Planning Commission, trying to get in my spot here. The Planning Commission did vote 3-0 to recommend, they did vote to rezone that. And we do have some of the Planning Commission here. We've got the Planning Commission chair here. If anybody had any questions about that. But they were requesting to rezone it from industrial to RMA, which is multifamily. And the proposed development would be approximately 110 townhomes. And the Planning Commission did hold a public hearing and took public comments. They had 4 residents sign up and spoke against rezoning. The meeting minutes and staff report are attached for your review there. And the Planning Commission voted 3-0 to make a recommendation to council to approve the rezone request. So, let's see. Do I have a motion to, and this will actually help us to get into the discussion here.
Second.
Okay, I have a motion by Councilmember Arms. Do I have a second? Second. Second by Councilmember Whitaker. Open for discussion. And if you have any questions, the developers are here so they can come up and answer any questions you have.
I would like some information as far as the plan. I know there's been some concern about traffic flow, impact on the schools, infrastructure. You can answer on that?
Yes, sir. So we typically kind of go through these processes once they gain a little bit of traction. We feel like there's some feasibility to the approval. We conduct a traffic impact study with a traffic engineer. They're going to go out, they're going to do all the, well, first they're going to go to SCDOT, they're going to say, hey, SCDOT, what all do we need to kind of consider when we're looking at this? Once they have that, they break down and agree, okay, we're going to get traffic counts here, here, and here. They'll pull all of that data, include the data that will be included from the proposed development and study those intersections and that access point. The way they do it is they grade intersections or access points by letter of service A through F, A being the best, F being the worst. Typically, once you get starting down to that F range, you start getting into improvements, things of that nature. Not something that we have done yet. Those are kind of expensive studies. So soon we get through this process, that'll be one of the things that we will start into.
It's 110 homes, correct?
Give or take. So we've got a conceptual plan right now based off of GIS information and old plat. So I like to think we're pretty close. Whenever I have a plat or GIS information, I'm usually within 10 to 15 feet of what it actually is. So it could be 112, it could be 108. Once we finalize the survey, we'll be able to tell you exactly, but give or take 110.
And that's multi-family housing, right?
It is single family attached. So the units will still be fee simple. They're just attached units.
Are they one level, multiple levels?
They would be 2 levels, most likely 2 levels.
What's the likelihood of there being less than 110 units?
Probably not much. I haven't identified any issues that would be impactful to that unit count. There's a couple of things left that we have to explore that could, but it's probably not.
So would there be like a barrier built between the subdivision, not subdivision, but that and the railroad?
So there will, not to get lost in engineering terms, but so that site is familiar, it plateaus, and then it drops way off. We will have to push that out a little bit, but there will still kind of be that natural in the rear of those units that back up to the railroad tracks. A pretty steep slope, a high slope as well. So we will have that barrier. We've also kind of bounced ideas of, whether it's worth planting some kind of like holly, like a bush that has a sticky leaf that you can go through it, but you probably don't want to by the time you get into it. So, but in the conversation, yes.
So after all the grading, you would still have that drop off in the back towards the railroad?
Yes, sir.
I'm not familiar with the top of the railroad, but I know I'm familiar with the lot. And what will be the average cost of one of the units? Or do you know?
I'm a lane planner. I'm on the engineering side, so I talk about it.
I would say to this point, like that steep drop off, I mean, what that does, like, we don't want to utilize that area so much because it's expensive to utilize. So our thought is we get people out of the trees that are already there because we want to up between the railroad tracks too. I mean, for noise, visibility, all that stuff. We haven't conducted like a thorough market analysis out there yet. There's not a lot to compare it to yet, but my thought is that we would be like in the mid 200s starting. It's hard to deliver units to less than that. Like our development costs might go down here, right? So there's kind of a floor that we can't build. But that's my thought on that.
Okay.
And would your studies also include our sewer, just the amount of availability?
Yes. Yeah. So hopefully it's in those packet. We did get an email that confirmed sewer capacity for both water and sewer as well.
Would we get to approve the designs the next point, or is this where we are on the road?
No, we would be able to see, they need to see the designs and that kind of thing, just to make sure that there wasn't any concerns on your part on that.
Yeah. So I think when we get through rezoning, if it were to pass, we have to come back to the planning commission for plat approval, and then obviously we have to go through engineering approvals too. Where we have to meet all the traffic requirements for
And all final designs generally.
So we would have to approve the commission's recommendation, right?
That's what this is tonight. Any other questions? Anything you feel like we need to know?
There was a lot of back and forth, a lot of questions. Another big one that was brought up was the schools, the impact that we have on schools. As I was pulling in the parking lot, we got a letter from Jeff Young, his assistant superintendent or associate superintendent, that confirmed that they were able to handle the impact of the development. So that was just the other kind of big thing, in addition to the utilities and everything.
All right, thank you so much. Did you have, I'm sorry.
Is there, excuse me, is there somewhere around close to the develop usually that y'all can build? Is there a unit somewhere close?
Yes, sir. I'll get you a list and a website that you can look at too. But yeah, let me think about a good example. And I'd love for y'all to look at it. I mean, I'm pretty proud of what we do compared to a lot of people. So yeah, I'll get you a list of projects.
Yeah, sometimes just going and looking at something.
For sure. And let me know when you want to go. I can show you around.
Okay.
And you all are part of Monarch, right?
We are not. So Monarch is the current property owner.
That's who you're buying.
Right, so it would be a separate entity that buys it, but our company is TRD Communities, he's at Arbor Land Design. That's who would be developing and selling lots. We haven't identified who that home builder would be yet, but some home builder around here, so we would partner with selling lots, they would build first.
Okay. And then, yeah, if you can get that list of Bailey's, if you can send it to all of us, that would be awesome. And just as far as the process, could we consider like a sewer availability fee to try to, because I know that there's some concerns about the sewer capacity in our capital improvement infrastructure, like improving lines, something like that to consider.
Yes. Yeah, we don't have that currently, but yes, we've talked about doing that. So yeah, we can do it.
Thank you.
Okay. Thank y'all so much. We appreciate your time.
Thank you, friends.
And we appreciate you looking to invest here in Liberty. All right. All right, so then, is there any other discussion? All right, then I will ask for the vote. Those in favor of Ordinance 2025-08, rezoning parcel number 4087-12-75-9744 Old Morris Road, please signify. All right, and that is unanimous. Thank you. All right, then we will go back up to the beginning of new business and we'll look at the resolutions. We have Resolution 2025-05, a resolution concerning business licenses and hospitality taxes for children participating in the sponsored event promoting education and entrepreneurship among youth, scheduled for September 20th, 2025. The date is subject to change and probably at this point will. And we'll just put that out there as soon as we knew that. But we will find your... And I will read this just real quick. Whereas the city plans to hold an event creating an opportunity for children in the community to learn about, demonstrate their skills, and enjoy retail business sales to the public. And whereas participation in the event will be limited to children aged 17 and under. And whereas the event will take place on a single day and will not include persons regularly conducting business within the city of Liberty. And whereas part of the educational aspect of the event, it appears appropriate to require that the participating children apply for and obtain business licenses and pay hospitality taxes as may be applicable. And whereas rather than discourage you from participating in the event by requiring annual business licenses, it further appears necessary and appropriate to set a rate for purchase of one-day business licenses and to also set a reduced rate for payment of hospitality taxes by participating children. And now therefore be it resolved by City Council duly assembled with a quorum present as follows. The clauses above are adopted by reference as if fully recited again herein, and the rate applicable to the business license issued to children participating in the one-day event shall be $1, and the hospitality tax applied to sales by participating children shall be 1/2 of 1% of covered sales of prepared foods and or beverages, and these rates shall only be in effect for the one-day city-sponsored entrepreneurship event. All right, so do I have a motion?
So moved.
Okay, I have a motion by Councilmember Arns. Do I have a second?
Second.
And a second by Councilmember Whitaker. Any discussion?
Is there any legality of keeping it in the resolution title on September 20th? Do we just like amend that to strike that, or do titles not really matter on this?
I think that's a fair thing to do, is to make a much faster or strike that and replace it with the individual date that's built on the rest of it. So I think Arms has a motion.
So I move to amend the title of the resolution to as follows. A resolution concerning business licenses and hospitality taxes for children participating in a city-sponsored event, educating and promoting entrepreneurship among children in the community, and striking on September 20th, 2025.
Okay. All right, so I have a motion to amend that as Councilmember Arms requested. Do I have a second? Any discussion on that? All right, all those in favor of amending and striking the on September 20th, 2025, please signify. Aye. Okay, and that is unanimous. All right, so do we have any further discussion on this before we go to the vote? All right, all those in favor of Resolution 2025-05, a resolution concerning business licenses and hospitality taxes for children participating in the city-sponsored event promoting education and entrepreneurship among youth, please signify. All right, thank you. That is unanimous. All right, and on to our second resolution, 2025-06, a resolution regarding the city-sponsored community yard sale to be held Saturday, August 23rd, 2025, from 8 a.m. to 12 p.m. on South Commerce Street. Do I have a motion?
Like a motion.
And I have a motion by Councilman Padgett. Do I have a second?
Second.
And a second by Councilmember Collins. Let me go ahead and read that real quick. A resolution concerning the city-sponsored yard sale scheduled for Saturday, August 23rd from 8 a.m. to 12 p.m. on South Commerce Street, whereas the city has scheduled a city-sponsored event creating the opportunity for a community yard sale, and whereas this event is a 4-hour event intended to provide an opportunity for the sale of personal goods, although commercial sellers are also invited to participate, and whereas the event is also intended to draw customers into the downtown commercial district to shop the yard sale, and also to encourage them to enjoy the goods, services, and meals available at local businesses afterwards. And now therefore be it resolved by City Council duly assembled with a quorum present as follows. The clauses above are adopted by reference as is fully recited again herein, and business licenses shall not be required for participation in the city-sponsored yard sale. And however, food trucks or other entities regularly operating commercial sale or prepared foods and beverages will be responsible for remitting hospitality taxes and for their compliance with all applicable state laws and regulations. All right. So, any discussion on that?
Have we done a resolution like this in the past for city events?
This may be the first one that we've done this on. Yeah.
Is this just like something MASD recommended?
I'll let Mary answer.
I have not been here when you all had a yard sale before. I really can't answer that question. It's not something that, it is, some cities have rules that allow a certain number of yard sales per, like a yard sale per quarter, kind of in keeping with the income tax rules for the state. So it's really up to the city. I mean, you don't have to have a business license, you don't pay income tax on a quarterly yard sale. That's one way to handle it. And that's something that maybe this became really popular that you might decide to do. But I sort of felt like, and correct me if I'm wrong, this is kind of like filling out the water to see if people would be interested in the city-sponsored downtown. I know there are some cities will have a city-wide yard sale, and people have it in their houses and stuff, or their businesses. Clemson has one at Neville's Park that they sponsor. And I don't think they require business licenses. They require you pay a fee for the table. So it's really, truly an interesting area because you kind of can choose what suits your community.
And so there's no fee at all to participate?
Right, no.
Is it just
It's just
top 50 people or whatever?
yes, yes. And we've got quite a few people who signed up already.
How many spaces?
I think there was about 30, 35, something like that.
It's pretty crowded. Yes, I don't have the last one.
Do we want to consider striking the food trucks piece? Not that they'd be... No, I guess we should keep it. I don't... Have we already booked food trucks for this?
No, and we're not actually inviting food trucks to it.
I think we need to reach out to like restaurants and say this is happening and going to be open for breakfast. That would be great.
Yeah, we're not inviting food trucks or other like artisan vendors. This is just yard sale. Come bring your personal items and things or whatever you're not using.
we could even ask this on Main if they want to have a little booth there. If they already pay business taxes.
Okay. All right, any other discussion on that? All right. All those in favor of Resolution 2025-06, a resolution regarding the city-sponsored community yard sale to be held Saturday, August 23rd, 2025, from 8 a.m. to 12 p.m. on South Palm Street, please say aye. All right, thank you. That is unanimous. All right. On to ordinance 2025-06, 100% annexation of parcel number 4097-13-13-5497. And this ordinance, I will refer to Deputy Administrator Bailey.
Part of our policy is whenever someone purchases a house and they come inside, or they come inside to get water for our utility services, if they're contingent, they have to sign a 100% annexation form. So this gentleman came in, he got out his 100% annexation form, he raised on to the city and notified, and you can see his property will be a
And I did ask Bailey if she would reach out to the property owner just to give them a heads up that this was on the agenda, so they are aware of this. Okay. All right. Okay. Do I have a second? All right. Okay, any discussion on that?
Was the evidence being filed with it?
Yeah, it was explained to him when he signed it.
Is there, septic tank university?
that I don't know talking about that. I have to look. I'll ask them this one. So they're not contingent. There's a difference.
Okay, any other questions or discussion on that? All right, hearing none. All those in favor of ordinance 2025-06, 100% annexation of parcel number 4097-13-13-5497, please signify. Aye. All right, that is unanimous. Okay, moving on to ordinance 2025-05, amendments to the business license ordinance, special events and entertainment provisions. Do I have a motion?
Madam Mayor, due to personal financial gain, I have to recuse myself from this discussion.
Okay, so then that leaves us without a quorum on this ordinance, so we will have to take this. So we will move this to another meeting. All right, moving on. Ordinance 2025-07, amendment to the stormwater ordinance. Do I have a motion on this ordinance? Okay, I have a motion by Councilman Newberg. Do I have a second?
Second.
And a second by Councilmember Armstead. Any, let's see. I can find it. All right, and Deputy Administrator
Is that a one-time fee?
So that's a one-time fee for the individual.
Now, if they have to do additional inspections or additional, sometimes they don't always comply with what they were supposed to do, they may have to go back. And there's some additional smaller fees for re-review is a word, but second reviews and that kind of thing. But that's the base review. If you're everything right, then that.
So there's not a yearly fee?
No.
Okay.
Is this pretty common with the other municipalities in Pickens County?
So, in the past, Pickens County handled our entire stormwater process. In the beginning of July, we signed a new intergovernmental agreement with them based on their choice. They went in and revised the agreement. They're only handling our education and the public input side of our intergovernmental agreement. The rest of that we're handling it. From my understanding, they have backed away from all municipalities to focus on handling their loads themselves.
Do we know what other municipalities are planning on doing?
Not at this time.
Yeah, and I'll share with you, like, Clemson has its own stormwater inside of engineering and stuff, so they don't participate. Not every municipality, there's only 70 or 71 MS4 municipalities in the state. So not every municipality is covered by this OBDES process that we have to go through. So there's going to be some that, this is what we've done wrong. And I'm afraid that is an interesting question. I don't know what the municipalities are handling except for Clemson. They usually, I don't know, they may be doing have an in-house stormwater department.
This is still very new for us. It's only been a month, so we will have to take that into consideration. But we're still trying to
It was lost on us. We didn't have any warning.
But this is completely new. So we're all having to kind of get together. We're getting with our code enforcement as well as Clearwater, as well as Tim with Public Works, and we're all getting together to come up with standard policy in this new way of doing this. Because it's only been a month, so we're still trying to get our feet underneath it.
So will we approve the new policies as well, or are we just approving the fee?
Right now, it's PPP.
Will we eventually approve the policy, or I guess we'll review it?
You have a pretty detailed policy in your ordinance.
Yeah.
There's nothing that says that we can't look it over and see if there's anything else you want to add. In fact, I mean, it's not a bad idea to get your public works employees sort of thinking this way, because this is going to be something that's going to come in most municipalities in the future. As we have more growth, more parking lots and paved, making that distinction between pervious and impervious surfaces in terms of stormwater runoff is going to be something that I think basically all of the roads can care about. So we can definitely look at it, but I would encourage you to look at stormwater ordinance. It's pretty thorough. I don't know who did that, but they did a pretty good job.
And then has stormwater inspections happened the past month? Because I know there's some concerns over on that street.
Yeah, and that actually had been, it fell by the wayside. But we've already talked with Drew Clearwater, so he's been helping us with that. He's been in the meantime, just seeing how we can address that.
So hurting our sewer issue over there. So if the jury's going to tackle that?
So we've already had some development come in where we've had to do stormwater reviews, and as of right now, we're doing the cost. Because in the past, we discounted they charge $850, $850, sorry, that's one day. And so now we're having to pay that full cost, and I'm not mistaken, it's close to $3,000 that we had to eat. Because there's nothing in our ordinance now that states that they're responsible for that. Now, regarding Palmetto, it was not brought to our attention because this development started in the hands of the county. And so it started with the county, and that transition happened, and this past month it shifted to us. So right now, because it started with the county, we're trying to figure out whose responsibility that development is. So we're supposed to have it in next week to kind of determine what our next step is for that project.
If we get an update on that, we'll shake you right now.
No, as soon as we heard about it, we called in Drew and
Is this your reason or one reason?
This is 2.
Okay, well, by the time we second reading, we get some numbers from Vivian Teasley, and I guess that's what they're planning on doing as far as the fees.
Yeah.
I'll shut up.
You're good. All right, any other discussion on that? All right, then all in favor of ordinance 2025-07, amendment to the stormwater ordinance, please signify. Aye. All right, thank you, that is unanimous. Okay. So, appointments of members to the Board of Zoning Appeals and the Planning Commission. We have, I was able to meet with these 3 individuals, Emma Moffett, Alicia Hall, and Douglas Finster, and had really good conversations, really good people. It was, let me just tell you that it was very nice to meet new people that had not stepped up before in the community. And just, one of them's only been here for a year, and the others just felt it was time. One of them has been here for 3 years, and so they just wanted to get in and help where they could in the community. So we discussed both the BZA. I'm sorry.
Is this not normally a executive session? Appointments?
Not this.
We haven't passed.
For the BZA claim?
Yes.
Ordinarily, you could discuss appointments in executive session. Sometimes if they're, I don't know how many seats you have available, but if you have no more than the number of seats available, then
Yeah, but somebody, the chairman of the planning commission said it was open to the meeting. Yeah. So, but this is just, this is me recommending that we vote these people in. We've got Emma Moffett, she would be going to the BZA, Alicia Gold to the BZA, and Douglas Finster to the planning. And I will also say that we had this on our social media page when we put this out there. We were looking to fill these boards and get people to come and apply. We got nothing. But then when we put this in the mail, that's when we got. I did have another one, but we have not been able to get a hold of this individual, so that's why they're not on here. But so there's somebody else that we could appoint to one of these boards. But knowing that we Douglas Finster, he was an engineer. I don't have his stuff.
He's back there.
Oh, there he is. That's right. There he is. So he's here. That's right. He's here. And I don't know if Emma or Alicia are here. I don't see them up there. Okay. So I'm just, as far as me, I felt really comfortable with them, and so I wanted to come and just ask if we was to be willing to appoint Emma Moffett to the BZA, Alicia Gold to the BZA, and Douglas Finster to our planning commission. So, do you have any questions on anything? Anybody know these individuals? Okay.
Is this discussion?
Yes.
Do we need a first second? Okay.
I'll like to yield my time to the chair of the planning commission.
I'm sorry?
I'll like to yield my time for
Okay.
discussion to the chair of the planning commission.
Okay.
Most of planning is here. A good many of us are here. So we are excited to work with new faces and Lilith, as it were. We're excited to have you and welcome. I would like to emphasize that it was a little bit of a shock for us to see it in the agenda with no professional courtesy extended, especially as chair. It was news to me that we were getting someone. I'm glad we are. Please don't take it that way. But we volunteer our time and our hours. We have our families, and we give, and we just ask for a little bit of courtesy and recognition of what we do. We're not paid, obviously. We don't want to be paid. Please don't sit there. But just as a courtesy or a that would have been a little bit nice, because citizens brought it to me, and unlike your invitation where you wanted us to have humble spirit. I think we should be on fire for our citizens. I think we should be fervent. I should be standing up here with a fire behind me because these people come to me and I bring them issues and we try to make the best we can of it. So instead of being humble, I think we should be on fire representing the citizens.
Okay, well, I apologize if you were not notified, that it fell through the cracks. The person that's supposed to notify you didn't notify you, so I apologize for that. I didn't realize that didn't happen.
Thanks, so I appreciate that. Thank you.
Okay,
Thank you for your time.
Is that typical that the commission, that's not typical?
They're notified. I mean, it could be a courtesy, but typical probably not.
Okay.
So, and I am one that has always thanked the planning commission for the work that they've done and appreciate all the work that they've done. I've served on BZA, so I know how it is, and so thank y'all. So we will move on then. So if all those in favor of appointing Emma Moffitt to the BZA, Alicia Gold to the BZA, and Douglas Spencer to the planning, please signify. Oh, we did. Okay, sorry, y'all. Okay. Arms. Councilmember Arms. Second. All right. We have our discussion. All right. Okay. Moving on to approval of bids, bids or proposals. I will let Bailey talk on that.
So as you see, we have a couple things that we are bringing to council based off our procurement policy. We are outsourcing dry cut for one mile to help out better public works and our recreation department, as well as repairing the side of our mill gym, which happened during Hurricane Lee. We did the insurance claim and they are paying for that. And then our rec department needs their lawnmower replaced. That is in the equipment and maintenance. All these are budgeted items. With that being said, with our new procurement policy, we did do proposals. We're coming to council to make sure that it does need to be bidded out because we got proposals, but it's taking so long for us to bid to you guys that they're not valid anymore. So my question is, if we can, it's a lot easier to do proposals. We're going to get in 3 or 4 proposals and finding which one's the cheapest one inside. We start out with city limits, and if we can't find anything in city limits, we'll move out. We're trying to find the most affordable. And with that being said, we're trying to see if council will allow us to do a proposal. That way, myself and the department head can pick the best proposal. But I have to have all permission in order to do that, unless you want me to bid it out, which that process is a lot more involved.
I move to approve all 30 with the expectation that it falls within budget.
All right. Do I have a second on that?
Second.
All right. Any questions? Okay. All right. Any other discussion?
Obviously, the closer you stay, keeping those dollars
Yes.
close to liberty possible.
Sounds good. All right, then. All right, then we will, all those in favor of approving that? All right. And we have no old business, and now we've got our city and financial report.
Okay, y'all bear with me. I got a lot to update you on. If I get too fast, trouble, I apologize. Following the completion of our comprehensive plan, we have moved your regulations to update the zoning ordinance, which is in the hands of planning commission. Due to the time it's taken to complete this process, we decided to delay the start of the strategic plan until after the zoning ordinance has been completed. With the upcoming election, we anticipate this beginning, again, of the year, January, February. We are still in the interview process for the administrative coordinator position. To clarify, this position is not my position. It is We have gone live with both the new website and the new business license and hospitality tax processing software. Both still require some maintenance. It'll take a couple months to get it to 100%. The business license software will be fully operated by 2627 business license renewal season. The new software allows business owners to make payments online, etc. City Hall is no longer accepting cash payments for business license, only check or card. That's just because of our software, and it is now responsible for the entire process of business license. A total of 26 business owners still have not paid for their renewals. Currently, a penalty of 30% and a $25 policy applies to these businesses. Additionally, delinquency notices were sent out the last week of July. The new website is up and running and comes with a new app that is completely free to download. Check out the Facebook page to learn more about all the features available to our citizens. We have released 3 newsletters so far and expect the next one to go out at the end of August. They did not receive any input from constituents about what they'd like to see more of in the newsletter. She's been working with the mayor to highlight different things happening in Liberty. This next issue will cover April, May, June, and July. It's important to note that the newsletter may include a little more or less each month, depending on the amount of information included. As well as there's no set timeline on when these will be published due to the demand of staff. We have hired 4 new employees in total. 2 joined the rec department, Ashley Baker for athletic coordinator and Thomas Riddle for facility maintenance, park and recreation assistant. You might have seen him when he came in. He was in there painting for us in the kitchen. 2 certified officers started with us, Benjamin Perry and Sean Smith. They joined the Liberty Police Department on June 16th. Both are experienced law enforcement personnel and have completed their department skills training programs, are now uniformed and on the road. Update on Maple Cross paving project. We put out bids and we received no bid at the time. The previous city administrator had reached out to the county. They had consented to do the work, but since then they pulled out and are only focusing on their project. Because of this, we will have to reopen the bid, but due to Corey Rogers' recommendation, he said let's hold off for a little bit and let the market come down a little bit because it's very expensive, and then we'll reopen our bid. I did not put this on here, but I wanted to mention it to you guys. Update on our EPA grant. We have our first steering committee meeting in September. We have posted 12 committee members, so that's super exciting. For our recreation, you can see a list of all the sports and how many registries we have for each sport. They have dropped a little bit, but we're going to get them back up. You can see our rentals. For our police department, for June and July, you can see the warnings issued, citations, arrests, etc. If you have any questions, Chief is somewhere around here. For the 4th of July, the Liberty Police Department helps support the city's 4th of July celebration by setting up, putting up barricades, traffic cones, directing traffic, assisting with parking, ensuring everyone's safety during the carnival and evening events. We're incredibly thankful for our police department. They were out there all day long, so we can't thank them enough. Our water tag on July 26th, officers joined city staff and community members for the water tag event. It was a great chance to cool off, have fun, connect with the community in a way that's setting. I really enjoyed myself and I'm so blessed that I got to go. I was bummed that they didn't get to go, but it was such a fun experience. For our finances for May, let's just keep in mind, we're in August, but we're a month behind, and we did not have council meeting last month, so we're going to revert back a couple months. For May 2025, our general fund lost $246,293 in May. So far, for January to May, we're down $523,323. Don't be alarmed, we'll come back up for the next month. Utility fund made $85,941 in May. Year to date, this is fantastic. We have made $400,999 in our utility fund. We are doing phenomenal in our utility fund. Hospitality fund, we made $11,687. Year to date, we made $65,551 over in our hospitality fund. For our victim service fund, we lost $386 year to date, $2,860. Just keep in mind we have these victim accidents. We're trying to get her feet wet and winter. For other funds, I did reach out to your family to try to figure out what exactly these other funds
Yeah. You have it.
$2.7 million. There you go. If y'all want specific numbers, let me know. The city did lose $128,952 in May. For revenue goals, by now we want only about 16.6% of our budget revenue left to collect. We actually have 21% left, about 5% behind schedule. That was in May. The general fund's 29% of revenue is still to collect, so we are behind in May. Utility fund is 9.6. We are way ahead of schedule there, and 15% in hospitality is going right on track. Spending goal, by now we want 16.6 to the budget. We have 21.3 left, which is ahead of schedule. General fund, we're 18.5, which we're ahead of schedule. As well as utility fund, we're right on track. Our spending has been great this budget. Let's move over to the June finances. For our general fund, let's keep in mind we got all of our city taxes in June. So general fund, we made $474,175 in June. We're still a little down, $74,042 for the year. Utility fund, we made $87,924 in June. We're up to $486,633 for the year. I know I'm throwing a lot of numbers. That's great. Hospitality fund, we made $10,441 in June, so we're up to $75,992 for the year. So for our utility fund and hospitality fund for revenue, we're doing great. Victims fund, we made $1,361 in June, but we're still down $1,535. So that's that on the fact that it's next to the budget that we're currently in. Other funds, we made $300, so we're up to $788. Again, I have to reach out for anything and see exactly what that fund is in the fund for. Now I'll let you guys know. Overall for June, the city made $574,229 total in the month. The bank balance at the end of June was $3.16 million. For our budget versus actual, for revenue overall, we're slightly ahead of the budget. General fund, we're on target. Utility fund, we're 11% ahead of the budget, and for hospitality tax, we're 3% ahead of the budget. Expenses, we spent less than budgeted, which is great news. General fund, almost exactly on target, and utility fund, we're well under budget. Big picture, we brought in $166,000 more expected and spent $242,000 less than last year. Utility fund had a strong year for $486,633 in net income. Our income isn't the same every month. Some months are slower, but we make it up with the large payments of property taxes, annual license, state programs, and quarterly franchise fees. June is one of those big months. I know I've thrown a lot at you guys. Do you have any questions?
So we brought in $166,000 more than expected and spent $242,000 less than expected.
Yes.
So does that mean we have $408,000 just sitting there right now?
That's not my
Okay. If that's the case, can we, I don't know if this would be a budget amendment or something to where...
We have we're in the new budget now.
Right, so you can't amend last year's. Can we look at doing somehow to get that $400,000 into the capital improvement plan? Because that would be awesome. That's a huge chunk of change.
So that's something that would have to be moved to this new budget, and so each year you start a new budget process.
Right.
So like we would have come out with a surplus.
Right.
And so right now we don't have to start a lot of finances yet. Once we figure that out, that'll be in our audit, and we'll be able to see what actual things we have.
Okay.
It's a little premature right now to try to...
So then after the audit, council could...
We just don't have to have one.
Okay, I think that's something we definitely need to look at. Okay.
Any more questions for us?
There's lots. We're doing well.
They're very good yet.
You're nowhere close to bankruptcy.
Our finances have been complete. Yes. We're doing great.
Councilmember Patrick. Councilmember Arms.
Thank you. A couple questions and then some comments. I know you reached out to us about apparently there's money for the new flower pots, but we have to get rid of the current flower bed. So can you explain a little bit more about what's going on with that?
So right now, there is the building that is against the flower bed. They had, and this has happened in the past, this has been an recurring issue where water is getting into the drain. And so talking with the building owner, talking with our public works director, he's going to have to seal that wall. So to seal that wall, we're going to have to bring in equipment to get the dirt out of the flower bed.
Right.
And so we actually right now, our public works director, Tim, he's going to be discussing with some other people exactly how much he's thinking we're going to need to get in there like 4 feet from the wall to be able to hit. And so now we're talking about the trees that are in there and all this with all the roots. There's power line going underground because we're going to have to do the whole length of that flower bed because that's the whole length of that wall. So there's power going under there somewhere. We're going to have to locate gas lines. So it's a bigger project than it sounds. So right now we're just in the stage of trying to figure out what is the best way to go about this after we locate everything.
Do you know when that's going to start?
We don't, not yet.
Is there going to be announced that? So people donated like radios there that you grab them? And we'll let you know as soon as we know how when we're going to get started on that project. Okay. I do want to thank those who are running for office for this next term. I've noticed a majority of the offices there's only one candidate. I don't know if this is the norm. I don't know if we should draft up an NDA just so we can keep the momentum going. Is there any way we can get those candidates an NDA that they sign and they can just sit in on executive sessions until the election?
We'll look into that. I've never heard of that.
It's kind of like both the Republican and Democratic candidates for president. They both get security briefings during the election. So that's where I got that idea from.
It's not a bad idea. My worry would be that if it's something that's attorney-client privilege, it might breach the privilege and not some more NDA.
You have to sign an NDA? Okay.
Having a third-party resident that's not your client, it does away with conflict.
I got you.
So, but that's something, I don't think that's necessarily a bad idea. I mean, even if we went with the briefing, because I know that, well, traditionally, the president has handled it with the list of things that are on the line and some advice. I definitely don't think that's a bad idea.
Okay. Something to think about. Not only the uncontested seats, obviously. That way, we limit the amount of training the next council will need. Two things I do want to speak about. I saw that the Planning Commission is doing a public hearing on that resolution we passed about service-based businesses. I do wish we would revisit that. I feel like we already know the public opinion on that, and we've already gotten the opinion of the Planning Commission back. So I wish we would just go ahead and cancel that public hearing and visit that again. But I also understand that if that's what we have to do, that's what we have to do. And I also wish we would go ahead and have a strategic plan meeting this year. I don't understand why we have to wait on the zoning ordinance to get that started. I just feel like...
Do you mind?
Yeah.
So the strategic plan that is your direction for your city administrator, deputy administrator, and because we have two candidates for mayor, it's going to be really hard to kind of determine what that mayor wants if a new mayor comes in or with our current mayor.
Yeah.
So it's in the best interest to wait till January to see the vision of whatever mayor is.
Okay.
That's why we decided to table it at this time, just so we're not doing a huge plan and then say another mayor that's coming in.
Okay.
And it's looked at it.
Okay. What's the update on the zoning ordinance? Are we going to have a first reading in September?
We have completed all the work on the zoning ordinance and it's ready to be sent out. We completed the last step Wednesday. Yeah, it's going to go to a public hearing as far as rewriting and working on that is complete on our.
So we should be able to see it in September, first reading?
Yeah, so for the public hearing, I'm scheduled already. I think it's been put in the paper.
Awesome.
And we have it advertised.
Awesome. And two last things. I want to give a shout out to the mayor and city staff. 4th of July was great as always. That was awesome festival, awesome carnival, great finale for the fireworks this time. So that was awesome. I also want to say that if you haven't looked at the new website yet in the business license software, it is fantastic. The new website looks very professional. It's no stock images to people who've never heard of Liberty, South Carolina. It's like actual footage and pictures from Liberty. And a really cool thing about the new software is the minute someone applies for a business license and it's approved, the city council members actually get an email with what business is coming in and all of their information. So that's just a really cool thing that I'm glad that we did. Thank you.
Thank you. Yeah, I'm excited about the website. We were talking about that the other day at the regional, with the ADA, what else was it? The Spanish, the language you can translate and.
So Liberty's ahead of time, and when it comes to our website compared to all other municipalities, when it comes to transparency, our website is like top dog. If anybody has any questions, it's on the website. Actually, it's on there today to make sure it works. And if you guys, it's very ADA compliant. It goes in Spanish. It's up to date with our fair labor laws. And I was actually very proud when we're at the hearing when we were talking about websites around us that Liberty has been success.
We do, so I'm proud of that. I'm excited for it and grateful for it. We keep making improvements. All right, so next, Councilmember Whitaker.
I don't know if I really have any remarks. I just want to thank staff and thank Robbie and Daniel for leaving me. No offense to y'all. But the new people are coming in and I'm still here. So y'all got to deal with me for a little while. And I can deal with y'all.
Got to coach them up.
Yeah. My face says a lot more than my mouth does sometimes. So y'all will learn that if you haven't already. That's all I have.
All right, thank you. All right, so next I have my announcements. They're kind of long, so y'all bear with me, but I felt like I need to announce all these. We've touched on some of these, but first of all, happy 25-26 school year for all of our students and parents and teachers and staff. I hope their school year got off to a positive start, and I have been praying for safety, strength, health, courage, confidence, love, compassion, focus, discipline, wisdom, knowledge, yes, humility, and peace. God bless all of them as they go through this school year. Also, Pickens County Habitat for Humanity will be hosting a community listening session on Tuesday, August 19th from 6:30 to 7:30 here at the Rosa Center. This session will introduce the public to their organization and share details on their recent acquisition of a 2-acre property on West Front Street in downtown Liberty. They'll begin with a short presentation, followed by open discussion and written feedback. And their goal is to gather input from residents about what they do and don't want to see developed on the site as they consider the next steps.
What was the date on that?
August 19th, and it's 6:30 to 7:30. All right, and then a big thank you, and I don't remember if I said this already. I had it on my mayor page, but I wanted to make sure that I extended again a heartfelt gratitude to Easy Combined Utilities for their generous support last month, and maybe that was June. June. Their team spent 2 days helping us by running cameras and jetting out our sewer lines on North Azalea Street, Blue Ridge Drive, and North Palmetto Street. It was the 2 hottest days of the year that time. I don't know if we've had hotter since then, but they're out there, and I was out there with them, and as well as our Public Works and South Carolina Rural Water Association. And they were working hard to find the cause of a few manholes that were overflowing during heavy rains on those streets. And I appreciate their patience as I bombarded them with questions to get a better understanding of sewer in general and about our specific sewer issues and possible next steps. Some of the findings that were evident were roots, sediment, grease, and in Freedom Park we located a collapsed line approximately 2 feet long. All of these factors have significantly reduced flow capacity and can contribute to overflowing manholes. These combined utilities got rid of the roots and pulled out several 5-gallon buckets of sediment in those areas. Our Public Works Department repaired the collapsed line in Freedom Park, and although we're not saying that that's actually completely fixed the problem, but we have continued to monitor those areas, and we've seen an improvement in those areas, and some of them have not overflown since then. If all this rain, we go out there and check, and I jump in Sugar's truck and Tim's truck, and we go out there, and there's a couple that have shown possible signs of still overflowing, but we're keeping an eye on that. This is an ongoing project for the city, and I have made it a top priority to resolve this. So we'll be reaching out to find out what else we can do as far as continuing to go down a line that's on North Palmetto, going a different direction, and looking for a company that could come in and go into those and see. We feel like there's probably going to be more sediment in those areas, but if we can go all the way down to campground, then we think we might, get the length of that area. So we'll keep working on that. Love My Liberty July 4th celebration. We had a good time. It was laid back, celebrating America's independence with the community. We had a good variety of vendors. The music was very entertaining. I really enjoyed the music. It was really good. I love horns in a band. The fireworks show was probably one of the best that we've had, and everyone enjoyed themselves playing games and fellowshipping with one another. But behind every successful community event is a tremendous amount of time, effort, and resources from dedicated individuals and organizations. And it's a beautiful concerted effort from planning and preparation, execution to teardown, and sponsorship. So many hands come together to create moments of joy, unity, and pride for our community. It's not just this, let's do an event. It is a lot of work, and it's months of preparation. And I want to extend my deepest gratitude to everyone who contributed, volunteers, organizers, sponsors, and participants. Your hard work and generosity made this event possible and memorable for all of us. So I will mention people, our council and staff in City Hall, Police, Parks and Rec, and Public Works departments, as well as the county and fire department. It takes every department doing their part. I'm telling you, it takes everybody coming together. It starts with council. Just to give you an idea how this whole process works. It starts with council voting on the budget, and then staff can do their part. Planning logistics, marketing, and promotion, securing sponsorships, and all the details that are involved. Grounds maintenance, traffic control, hanging banners, facility cleanup, stage setup, communication with vendors, etc. Just to name them. That's just to name them. I appreciate their efforts to ensure it was a great celebration. Our sponsors and partners, Potter's Play Fellowship. This Liberty Church has stepped up into an amazing partnership with the City of Liberty in several of our community events. They were part of every stage of this event. Heather Smith with Potter's Play is a vital part in the planning stages and communication with the city. The church sponsors the children's area and provides shuttle services. Their army of volunteers arrived early to set up and work the entire event, making sure the children had a good and safe time. I sincerely appreciate Pastor Cleveland for being an example to the church and the entire community by actively supporting and engaging with the city. Liberty Mortuary has also been a generous sponsor of our Love My Liberty event. For several consecutive years, they've donated bottles of water to share at no charge to our thirsty guests, and I'm grateful for their partnership and their generous spirit. Our volunteers, along with a huge team of volunteers through Potter's Play Fellowship, we also had other individuals from the community and council. Brian Reed, Jason Reed, and Councilmember Zach Arms gave their time and manpower to make sure things outside the children's area ran smoothly. Thank you to Brian for opening our event in prayer and Jason for leading our You may have heard it said, volunteers don't necessarily have the time, they just have the heart. And I deeply appreciate their giving spirit as well. So thank you. Vendors and entertainers, I know you have a pool of events to choose and participate in, and I'm grateful that y'all chose Liberty, all vendors chose Liberty, and their services help make this event special. Community events are more than just festivities. They are vital connectors that strengthen our love for community, promote local pride, and provide safe, fun spaces for everyone to come together. They inspire collaboration, foster relationships, and create lasting memories. I have a lot of memories already. Thank you, and God bless you all for giving of yourselves to bring the community together and give them an uplifting experience. I enjoy working alongside all of you. And if anybody is ever interested in contributing good to this Liberty community, you can reach out to me, and I'd love to help you see how you can get involved. Because there's always somewhere to get involved. And Community Connections, Water Tag. This was our second Community Connections event. We had a blast. Baby smile. We had a blast at this Water Tag event, and there, I'm telling you, those kids were not holding back anything. They were showing no mercy to me. There was some stiff competition out there, and we had a refreshing time of cooling off and connecting with people face to face in a positive atmosphere. I don't know when the last time was that I did water gun fight, but I had a really good time and ran around. I was really expecting the next day to wake up sore because I had to run forever. I didn't. I was proud of myself. I was just jumped right. I rebounded really well. Anyway, but we had a great time, and I just want to thank everybody who came out and participated, and also to Low Key Squeeze for spending their Saturday in Liberty with us. And I also wanted to just especially give thanks to our amazing staff who helped us prepare for this event, and Deputy Administrator Bailey Locke, Councilmember Ron Whitaker, and Chief Tedder, Sergeants Thomas and Freeman, and Officers Sean Smith and Benjamin Perry, who came out to play and connect with the community. It truly meant a lot to me to have y'all there. And a huge shout out to the Liberty Area Fire Department for the surprise water spray that helped everyone cool off and took the fun to the next level. That was a lot of fun. So thank you again for everybody for being part of that. Also, congratulations to our Liberty artist, Chuck Green. His artwork is currently being displayed at the Pickens County Museum of Art and History. Bobby and I attended his reception on Saturday, and it was nice to see. He had a really good showing of support. Had a lot of people show up, and he has quite an impressive collection of oil paintings dating back to the 1980s and some as recent as this year. His style is it's rustic. You'll see lots of landscapes, country landscapes, some beach landscapes, and just from a wide range of rural locations. So I encourage everybody to go and visit Chuck Green's art exhibit, which will be through this month, open month of August. So whenever you get a chance to get out there, and I'm sure he'll have a book to sign so that he can see that he's had support from his community. So, upcoming events. The next event we have coming up is our Trick or Treat Downtown Liberty. Is on Halloween night, October 31st. And this year, Potter's Play Fellowship will be adding a fall festival, which will be in Garden Park. So we encourage all churches and business owners to register online to get out candy, and it's always a fun event. And we typically bring out about 3,000 attendees every year. We've got new businesses that have opened. Great things are happening. Great things are happening in Liberty. All the work and all the effort. June 9th, we had Moose on Main open up in the rock station here on East Main Street. And then July 28th, we had Liberty's own car wash on West Front Street next door to City Hall open. And then we also have a new business coming to Liberty. Pendleton Candy Company is opening this fall. It's been a joy to work with the owners of this business, and I'm excited that they chose Liberty to be a second location for their successful store. There is a lot of work. I just want people to understand. There's a lot of work and meetings and relationship building that goes on behind the scenes when we So when people operate from a place of ego, hate, deception, and political gains, they are not thinking of anyone or anything but their own selfish agenda. Shamefully, that led to a council member to take it on himself to announce the Pendleton Candy Company was coming to Liberty. His reasoning was, and I quote, "I refuse to let the mayor take credit for them coming here." This was not his announcement to make. He deleted the post a short time later, only after he had been told of the harm he was causing and trust he was betraying. He robbed this new business from making their own announcement to the community. I then had to do damage control and break the news to the business owners. And if that wasn't bad enough, a community member and an investor of a few downtown buildings added insult to injury by using it as a weapon against me because it's campaign season. Again, not stopping to think outside himself, he announced the name of the company along with another business that has not had the chance to make their official announcement. These two individuals did not allow these two businesses the right and joy of making their own announcement to the public in their time frame and in their way. Another disappointment, I reached out to an admin on the community Facebook page that it was posted to and explained that this was not this person's news to share. The admin told me that if the business called and asked to have it removed, it would be deleted. Why should professionals have to get involved in this childishness? Credible business professionals don't have time for these petty little games. How insulting for the admin to expect them to do that. It is concerning that the admin saw no need to remove the post. I say all of this because it is important for everyone to be aware of the truth going on behind the scenes. How embarrassing for this city that grown adults, an elected official, and a Liberty investor and soon-to-be Liberty business owner are creating such a public spectacle at the risk of losing business, all because their agenda is to discredit someone who they have a bizarre, obsessive hate for. I am thankful that despite this business's announcement not being what they planned, they are still excited to come to Liberty. They will be such a great asset to the city in more ways than one. They have bubbly personalities and are always upbeat about overcoming challenges. We need more of their uplifting spirit here. I am grateful they are adding to our business landscape, and I hope everyone will be welcoming and supportive of them. I want to remind the public, if anyone has any questions about anything they read or hear, please don't reach out. Don't hesitate to reach out to me. I will be happy to sit down with you and hear you out and clarify anything for you. Thank you to those who have already scheduled meetings with me. I've enjoyed getting to know you. We continue to work diligently to improve our city of Liberty. The Lord is blessing our efforts and answering prayers. We are blessed, and I am grateful. So that is the end of my announcement. And now it is time for entering executive session for South Carolina Code Section 30-4-70-A2. This is a discussion of negotiations, incident to proposed contractual arrangements, discussions of a proposed sale or purchase of property, receipt of legal advice, settlement of legal claims, or discussions of the public agency's position in adversary situations, discussion about development of security personnel or devices, discussions of a proposed sale or purchase of property intended